Welcome back, Alpha Hunters. It is what is today? Monday, Wednesday. It's a wonderful Wednesday. I know what day it is. Okay, sometimes my mind slips. So let's take a look at what's going on. It's a win Wednesday. The market is winning today. It's nice and bullish. Nice little gap up. Haven't really traded too indifferent from where we gapped up at. So basically gapped up about 0.3% or so. And yeah, there you go. If you really want to see what kind of went on all night, take a look here at the futures. So futures, just zoom out here, kind of just traded higher all night, and then we got the PPI, and as we got a quick flash higher, and then just kind of dropped off there. Still opened higher, but dropped a little bit there from the PPI announcement. So that's kind of what happened overnight with the futures market. But yep, as far as how the day's going. We opened higher, kind of rolled over a little bit, pushed higher, pulled back for the past couple hours, and then the last 45 minutes or so, nice little bullish uptick here. So, not looking horrible, but the market's, taking a little bit of a breather. We'll see if this is maybe a little bit more protracted long sell-off. What is going on, and what really we want to kind of know here? Very strong move here the past 2.5 weeks. Very strong. There are some previous times I'm going to look at over the past 2 years that kind of remind me of certain instances of very strong bullish activity. And even if you look at the MACD and RSI, I'll tell you what, I'll look at that after do a run through all these 5 major indexes. So the Qs got really close to taking out the high that it had back in July. Did not quite do it. And kind of gapped up. It didn't really have a lot of strength in the early morning. Seeing a lot more bearishness here. We were seeing some decent underperformance even yesterday on the big tech stuff like AAPL and Microsoft. So, big tech's had a pretty good run here for the past couple weeks. We'll see what happens going forward. But it looks kind of similar there to the SPY. The IWM has been absolutely crushing it. This morning, the IWM, for gapping down very slightly, very, very slightly, not even really a big time gap, it traded up to almost 2% up on the day. It got up to 1.85% up on the day. Yeah, the IWM was smoking this morning. And that just kind of goes back to some of the things that we've been talking about the past couple of months. Like, IWM is starting to look very, very attractive. And I think this is the better opportunity over big tech. So, yeah, looking really good. Nice little upper wick coming in today. Kind of makes sense. This is like a previous breakdown spot that we had back in August, September. So, yeah, I can see the market rest, but any kind of pullbacks on the IWM, I would just expect, market's going to probably just be bullish on it. So, IWM looking pretty good there. DIA, the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Ooh, nice. Nice past 45 minutes. Trading up at the daily highs. Gap up today looking pretty good. Yep, looking pretty solid there. DIA doing well. Okay. RSP kind of looks like the IWM. All right. RSP up 0.75% currently. Looking pretty good here. Kind of coming into a resistance spot here that it had back in mid-August. So around the 146 level. Yeah, that'd be very interesting to see what kind of happens here over the next couple days. Because most people are saying that like we're extended. It's been a strong run, so overbought, all that kind of stuff. But is it overbought in the short term? We see a pullback. Yeah, probably. Is it overbought in the medium long term? That'll be the question, right? That's going to be the question. Like, is this like a bear market rally, and then we just kind of roll over here over the next couple months? Because this has been a very strong move. Look at that monthly Look at that monthly candle, super strong. So, yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see how things kind of play out here. Yeah. So PPI, what do we get PPI? So PPI this morning, we got two things. We got PPI, which came in at negative 0.5%. The forecast was expecting 0.1%. So a deflationary environment there on PPI. That's kind of interesting. Now that's going to go back to something I was talking about earlier in this year and even last year, that watch out on, if you're wanting inflation to come down too fast, because then you go into a deflationary environment, and typically that's met with a bad economy, based on like recession and stuff like that. Obviously, we have not had a recession, but it still could happen. I don't really care. I don't trade economics. I mostly just, you trade charts, you trade price levels. I don't trade economics. All that stuff doesn't matter. Even if we go into recession, if the market's not rolling over, it doesn't mean anything, right? Retail sales forecast is calling for negative 0.3%. Came in as negative 0.1%. So looks like a little bit better. I mean, still a reduction there in retail sales, but a little bit better than what they had expected. So it always kind of sucks when you get two data points at the same time, because you don't really see really what the market reacted to. You don't. If these were split 30 minutes apart, then we could say, oh, the market was bullish on retail sales because it came in a little bit better. Then it was bearish on PPI because it came in way under. That almost says like, hey, we're having deflationary price levels, so maybe we're going into slowdown on the economy, that kind of stuff. So I don't know. It kind of stinks when you got two data points like that on top of each other. So that's all I want to say about that. But other than that, the U.S. government, from what I saw, passed let's see if it's here, passed a spending bill in Congress. I don't think it's completely done. I don't think it's completely passed. I don't even see it here. But I know last night there was talk that it was a good thing. I don't know if that means like it's that this bill was going to get passed all the way through the Senate and the presidency. So, but the fact that it's not really covered there on the homepage of Finance Yahoo kind of lets me know that maybe it's not too serious. Which, maybe it is, maybe it is. I'm just surprised there's nothing here, even talking about it. But okay, Goldman S&P 500 to rally near Goldman S&P 500 to rally near record high next year. Okay, fair enough. Let's take a look at sector rotation, and then we'll go through a lot of the other things. I kind of just want to see what's going on with the sectors. Get rid of that. There we go. All right. So sector performance. There we go. What is going on here? All right. So utilities are underperforming. Energies underperforming there. Tech underperforming. Discretionary, a little bit of an underperformance there. Is that real estate? Yeah, real estate, slight outperformance. Healthcare also. I mean, they're kind of like right there, in line with the market. So, okay, so communications, industrials, staples, materials, and financials outperforming there on the day. So, yeah, not really seeing a whole lot of solid leadership from anywhere. It seems like a lot of people are kind of taking some rest from the stampede that has been over the past 2 weeks. Utilities, definitely the most laggard sector. Intraday, staples also there. Discretionary is also lagging behind. Tech, real estate, communications lagging behind. Energy is kind of in line with the market there. Healthcare outperforming, industrials, financials, materials all outperforming there intraday. So yeah, it's kind of just a scrambled egg kind of day. It's nothing crazy going on. I'd say except for utilities. Utilities seem to have got hit pretty good here. Is that they really go from? Yeah, utilities was actually the best performing sector this morning, about 45 minutes in, and then it just died off. Whoops. It just kind of died off there. Let me take a look. XLU. Yeah, XLU just kind of just died off there. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I haven't really looked at the sectors in a while. Maybe we'll do that a little bit later. So XLU throwing a nice little upper wick there on the day. Okay. So we got VIX. Not doing a whole lot here on the VIX. Dollar. Nice little bit of a rebound here on the dollar. Low 987, 981. So we did actually make a little bit of a lower low compared to yesterday. Here. Yeah, a little bit of a lower low. Nothing crazy. I would kind of be interested to see and hear if, or see how this plays out here over the next few days. Mostly because there was so much information or so many news and so many things saying that people and investors are the most bullish on bonds in 15 years. And this one, investors confident bond yields will drop. If there's that many people, and I talked about this yesterday, there was a good article yesterday, good little headline, that if there's that many people going in that direction, typically it's overcrowded. And one of the reasons why we've seen, a face ripper rally here over the past 2.5 weeks is because, well, a lot of people were overcrowded into one direction. And so when everybody runs out the door at the same time, and then that's kind of what happens. Gold. Nice little lower wick there, kind of consolidation day. Nothing crazy there. 10-year yield bouncing back pretty sharply today. So this is going to be a big deal. It's gotten halfway through yesterday's move. Not saying this isn't just a retest and it just rolls over, but I mean, it is climbing pretty good, and this could just be a consolidation down here from the breakdown that we had from early November. So if we do kind of form out a little bit of a consolidation here or something like this, kind of bottom out here, be curious, because if we get back above this line right there at 4.7, you basically call it 4.7% on the 10-year yield, which would take out the wick we got right there. That would be big time, because that would take out the CPI little high we had. So kind of like what I was saying, man. If everybody got in one direction, go the other one. So yeah, this is going to be very interesting to see if yields continue to drop. And I'm not a major, it's not my forte to talk about bonds, bond markets, government auctions, and all that stuff. But I do like learning about things that impact the markets that I don't know about, because when people are smarter than me and can kind of talk and make good points, I can understand it, because I understand the markets. But this will be interesting. 30-year yields up pretty good too. That's the 20 years up pretty good. 2-year yield up pretty good. So it's not like we had a major breakdown, right, on yields here past day or two. We really didn't. We had a retest level, and then we just shot down very sharply. Some of them barely took out the lows that they had put in over the past couple of weeks, last week and the week before. So it's not like we had major drop offs. And if everybody got in position to be bearish yields, which would be bullish on bonds, then who's left to be, bearish yields? Like if everybody did it, then who's left to do it? That's kind of the whole premise of if everybody's bullish on Apple, who's left to be bullish on Apple, right? Same premise. Same premise. HYG, let me see, 10-year 10-2 inversion, slowly ticking up. Yeah, all the yields are up. They're all up pretty strong. We're not seeing any crazy over the yield curve moves. HYG, nice little pullback there. LQD, nice little pullback. Yeah, we had some pretty crazy gaps here on bonds, so we might just see some retests. Yeah, I like the spinning pattern the LQD put in. So we'll see if it just kind of comes in, retest the top part of this pennant pattern, and then see it bounce. But if this thing just drops off here over the next 2 weeks before we end November, before we get to December, that would be big time. Like if the LQD, HYG, if they just kind of drop off, get through these consolidated levels that they kind of put in over the past 2 weeks, yeah, be interesting to see what the market's reaction's going to be. Okay. SPY. What's going on here? So one of the things I kind of want to look at, because this move here, it definitely gave me some very strong reminders of this move that we had in August of 22. July, August of 22. This move was very strong. Very strong. And that's kind of what this reminds me of. It's kind of what the move that we just had reminded me of. So I'm gonna do, where is give me a second, I gotta figure out bars pattern. Let me grab it from here to take it there. So I'm just kind of curious. So if we were to keep going in that kind of move, I mean, you see how it's almost matching it straight up. I mean, it's almost like dead on. So this is where I'm just trying to maybe get an idea of where we could possibly get to. And if this keeps going hold on. This ain't exactly laid over. Oh yeah, it was. I mean, we could definitely make a run up to like 475 or so. So if we match that pattern and of the move that we had back in July, August of 22, this is, a kind of move that you could expect to see, back up to like 475. So, will we break 2023 highs? Yeah, probably. It looks pretty good, but that's if we continue, that same kind of trend that we had back in 22. Yeah, this is kind of interesting. I just kind of wanted to see what that looks like. I am not saying that we're going to go up another. How much of a move would that be? I mean, that's a pretty good move. That's another 5.5% higher. So that's a pretty solid move there on the SPY. The other thing, or the other time period I would really like to kind of look at is the time period from here. When was this? I'm gonna take it from right here. Give me this. Here to here. There we go. It's also a very strong move. All right, so this one's a little bit, the one that we just put in, a little bit faster paced. I didn't grab that whole one, that whole move back then, but you can see, like, we're still having a very strong move. Let me just do this. I'm gonna grab this whole thing. How far? There we go. There we go. So yeah, I mean it's definitely outpacing that move that we had back in the fall of 21. But as far as like the price level, I mean that's kind of the same kind of price level that we kind of got to, or that was the kind of the percentage move that we kind of got right here. So is it about the same level as back then? Yeah, sure. It's about the same percentage move or so. So it's just kind of an interesting way to kind of look at it. Um, I think I'd rather compare it to July, August of 22, just for the simple fact that we haven't hit all time highs. That move that we had back in 21, we went up and hit all time highs. We were still in that bull market for another like month or two. So yeah, this is a pretty interesting, um, you know, rally that we've had on the market. And another thing I want to kind of look at real quick is the MACD RSI. Here's on the weekly. Be interesting to see how this plays out here as we're making such a strong move. We might break that high that we had back in July. See how that looks on the MACD, because that would definitely be a divergence, but that'd be a resting divergence, not a like a bearish divergence. Okay, Qs. Qs. I'm gonna look at these on the daily too, but man, the IWM starting to look so good. It was oversold in the oversold area. Man, it looks really good. DIA, not really seeing anything crazy, other than the fact that we might set up some resting divergences here over the next week or two. If we take out, like if the Qs take out the high from July, they would have a little bit of a resting divergence there. So taking a look at the daily though, so we definitely have a divergence here on the stochastics, right? We have higher overbought conditions than what we did when we peaked out back in July. So that's kind of an issue. We also have it there on the histogram as well. We don't really have it there on the MACD line, but it could always set up that way. We just have to see how it goes. But yeah, that's kind of an interesting one. Q is definitely going to have some divergence here, so you can see how overbought the RSI is compared to that peak that we had back in July. So yeah, we definitely have the divergence here because we haven't taken out that high on price. So yeah, kind of an interesting one. So if we don't take out the high here on the Qs very soon, that would be a bearish divergence, right? That's going to be a bearish divergence, kind of like what the SPY was showing. So I mean, it got really close this morning, so probably just needs to do it here soon. IWM, nice little upper wick there on the day. To me, I mean, this looks so good. This looks so good. This looks just great to be bullish on. I mean, you got a little bit of a divergence here, but you see bearish divergences at the bottoms, not at the tops. And that's typically a good sign to be bullish. Like after you've gotten a downtrend and you see a bearish divergence, so like the indicator here is lower than the indicator here, but you have lower prices. You want to see that pattern at the top, kind of like how we see it here on the SPY, kind of like up at these tops, because the SPY has been performing better than the IWM, right? IWM had a much more prolonged bearish move than the Qs and SPY did. So that's kind of why I was like, why I dig the IWM very much. DIA. What do we got here on the DIA? So looking pretty good. I don't really have anything. Not yet. DIA is so weird. I mean, it's. I mean, this looks bullish. Honestly, the indicators look very bullish, but not right now. Um, RSP kind of also has that divergence kind of going on here between late August, early September, and now. But that's that bearish divergence kind of talking about. So yeah, I mean, I dig like the RSP, the IWM, the things that have been beaten up this year. I dig a lot. I don't dig the big tech. I don't dig the Qs, and therefore I don't dig the SPY because they have too much weighting on the SPY. So that's just kind of where I'm at on that.